Why do we like football? Because it has been one of the few places where winners and losers are not chosen by an out-of-control government, but by effort, sacrifice, and sometimes pure luck. And that, my friends, is the way we like it. This is football.
And greetings from Cincinnati, Ohio. This is an official presentation of professional football. Today, the hometown Cincinnati team will battle Pittsburgh for the first time this season. Welcome aboard. Now, let's join Bob and Arlie for the play-by-play action. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Professional Football League. Today's game should be a real thriller as we pit Cincinnati against their division rivals, that crybaby team from Pittsburgh. And this rivalry has really heated up over the last few years as Cincy has somewhat dominated those arrogant Pittsburgh players. And no one feels the pain more than those arrogant crybaby Pittsburgh fans. Now let's welcome in my partner in crime today, doing the color commentary for this game, my good friend Arlie Prater. Arlie, what are you expecting from this meeting of foes?
Hello, Bob, and welcome everyone. This matchup is always a good one, and this one should be no exception. Cincinnati has totally dominated those Pittsburgh petticoats for the past few seasons, and the boys from the north have been whining and complaining, saying they have had enough.
And besides all that, there has been a major development. Folks, today is the first game to be played under the government's new fair game doctrine. Let me read the government's official statement that might explain everything clearly. Although I'm not sure if any government document ever explains anything clearly, but at any rate, here we go. To all citizens of the United States, as your humble rulers, it has been our aim to always make everything in life as fair as possible. As you can imagine, this can prove very difficult to accomplish. Recently, the tremendous opportunity for human error among officials was brought to our attention and has caused us to evaluate the fairness to all involved. After careful evaluation, we have felt the need to intervene in the game of football. We will be applying all of our latest surveillance technology to make sure that every rule is followed exactly so that the game will be as fair as possible. We are sure that this extreme fairness will make the game more enjoyable as we remove all human error that often occurs under the guidance of referees. Thank you, and remember, we do all this for your good. Please understand that all of this is done because we want the best for you. Thank you, your government. And there you have it, the very first football game played under the guidance of the government's ultra-surveillance equipment according to their new fair game doctrine. And they did ask me to remind you again, they do all this because they want to make your life better.
And what is that book you've got there, Bob?
Oh, well, this book is the new government-issued rule book.
What? That is 10 times the size of the official rule book. We've been playing this game, Bob, for over 100 years. Why do we need all those new rules?
Yeah, well, as it was explained to me by a government spokesman, the new rules are necessary because we now have the technology. In other words, as he put it, they have created a cure for the disease no one knew they had. But at any rate, it is all very interesting. Most of the surveillance is being done by government drones flying out of sight somewhere far above us.
And what happens if a coach from either team wants to appeal a called penalty? Who then do they appeal to?
Oh, well, Arlie, there are no appeals. The government has determined their procedures to be 100% accurate, thus nullifying any need for questioning. All calls are explained on the overhead scoreboard, and more detailed explanations are given to the teams through a teleprompter-type device located on each sideline. And if any fines are incurred through various penalties, they will be administered by the IRS. They just want everything to be fair.
That's crazy. What next? We have to have racially diverse rosters?
Now that you mention it, yes, or it wouldn't be fair. The government has established guidelines that must be met. They're allowing some variants to start with, but by 2014, the stuff will really hit the fan. In fact, Cincinnati was nearly disqualified for not meeting the basic beginning diversity requirement, but one of their rookies had high cheekbones, which is obvious proof of his American Indian heritage, so they allow the game to go on.
You mean some knucklehead in D.C. is going to tell us what kind of rosters we have to maintain? I really don't care, Bob, if every player is from Mars. I want to see the best players play the game. What have we become?
Arlie, I would keep it down if I were you. Page 1345, section D2, addresses dissenters. They will not allow people to be stirred up by malicious talk. That wouldn't be fair. You might be labeled a terrorist, but all right. Looks like the teams have taken the field and the game is ready to begin. Since there are no referees, the game will begin with a tone sounded by the main server located somewhere in parts unknown. The game is scheduled to begin at 1, and sure enough, there's the tone. Cincinnati has the ball, is kicking off, and boy, is it a beauty. Sending the receiver deep into the end zone, but wait. A second tone is sounded, and the game is being called back. Let's see what the problem is. Okay, a message had been flashed to the scoreboard. Apparently the surveillance detected a .001 second difference between the clocks at each end of the field, and this was deemed unfair. So, we'll try it again.
Wow, thank goodness for our government, Bob. There's a lot of unfairness that could happen in .001 seconds.
Well, let's just try it again and see what happens. Okay, here's the kickoff, and it is another beauty, though not quite as deep. The kick is received, and we're off. Wait. There seems to be another problem. Let's see. Apparently, Pittsburgh had 12 men on the field.
Well, that makes sense. Everybody knows Pittsburgh are a bunch of cheaters.
I'm looking at the replay, but I only counted 11 men. But here comes the official call from the government. Apparently, one of the players standing on the sideline was holding a towel that was 1/8 of an inch on the sideline. Since the player had hold of the towel, it is considered at the time a part of the player. So the play is being called back again.
What? Is that in the new rule book?
It's in the new government-issued rule book, Arlie. Wow, we are going to have a kickoff for the third time, only this time Cincinnati will be kicking off 15 yards closer due to the penalty.
So this is the third kickoff, and we have no time off the clock.
I don't ever remember seeing this before, Arlie. How about you?
No. Who did you vote for president, Bob?
Okay, here's our third kickoff, and it is another beauty, sailing through the end zone, giving the childish Pittsburgh team the ball on their own 20-yard line. And as the teams take the field, let's take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Professional Football.
Dear citizens, we hope that you appreciate the effort we have put forth to ensure the most fair football game possible. We hope that this is the first of many great things to come. And be sure, we will have plenty of time to work out the kinks. You know how hard it is to stop your government once we start helping you. Enjoy the game.
All right, we are ready for our first offensive play. Or at least we will be, now that the referees have been removed. Ball placement is taken care of by, you guessed it, by officials of the recently established Fair Game Agency.
Apparently, the official is having trouble locating the 20-yard line. The word I'm hearing is that the new government rule, Bob, states that the ball has to be within 1/100th of an inch of the true 20-yard line.
I think a bit of tolerance might be in order here.
No, Bob. We want to make the game as fair as possible. Who did you vote for, Bob?
Oh, wait, I think they've got it. Oh, it moved. Ah! That pesky wind will get them every time. And they must try again. I tell you what, while they are getting the ball set, let's take another break. We'll be back with your Pro Football League from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Dear citizens, we want to remind you that out of our sincere desire to make your lives as easy and fair as possible, your government has provided for some added conveniences while at the game. Everyone will receive 2 adult beverages that will be delivered to your seats at predetermined intervals. Those who are served last will receive slightly more beverage to equalize any unfairness that might result from being served last. No need to pay. The cost will be added to your tax bill. Our concealed retina scanners will properly identify each patron and send you the bill. And if you do not want any drinks, that is fine. You may decline our generosity, but you must still pay, or else it would not be fair. Enjoy the fair game.
Well, we have been able finally to get the ball properly set, and we're ready to begin. There's the snap. The quarterback drops back and... Oh, wait. There's another tone.
Well, we've managed to take 2 seconds off the clock.
I can't figure what the problem was. Wait. Here's the message on the scoreboard. Oh, my. Is that in the rules?
Apparently so, Bob. Who did you vote for?
Would you please quit asking me that? I just wanted some change, okay? Any change. It has been confirmed the ball must be inflated to at least 12.5 pounds per square inch. Evidently, our beloved government has detected that the ball was only inflated to 12.4 pounds and must be replaced.
Well, you are beginning to hear the effect that fairness is having on the fans. That sounds faintly like the same groan I've been hearing everywhere for the last 4 years.
Oh, my. Okay, here's a new one. The fans are starting to leave the stadium, and the game has barely gotten underway. I mean, this is a mass exodus, accompanied by a growing rumble of boos and hisses.
Well, they are trying to leave, but it appears they are being prevented. What's up with that?
Oh, here on page 1987 of the new rule book, section C, the fair game office of our government has determined a fair ratio of home team to visitor fans must be maintained, or else the cheering would not be fair. So for every 2 hometown team fans that leave, 1 visitor fan must leave as well, to keep it fair.
Well, by the looks of it, they have no problem finding people from both sides who would like to leave.
I don't know. Maybe the government has overstepped its bounds here just by a little bit with this fair game stuff. It doesn't seem to be going well at all.
Don't look now, but according to the scoreboard, the government has just called the game off.
According to the new rule book, they do have the right to do that if they feel that extreme unfairness has resulted in the compromised safety of the fans.
Who gave them that right, Bob?
Well, obviously it's in the Constitution.
Who the heck did you vote for, Bob?
Dear citizens, we hope that you are pleased with the game. We, your government, will stop at nothing to ensure the safety, fair treatment, and pleasure of our loyal followers. We'll see you next week.